Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Day 19 of March of Robots. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, sketching first, and then Sharpies. I had a bunch of them. So if you don't want to watch the sketching portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out with the gray Copic marker, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so this guy, I'm going for a story here. This is the protector, right? The fighter, the destroyer. I decided to try to come up with some kind of idea, something that would tell a story and make it more than just a standing robot. You know, I've been doing that a lot, and that's cool. That's fun. I love it. It's awesome. I don't want to change, but it's time to do something a little different, right? Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Right? If we're going to do that, I can do so this is basically just a quick plan of I know what I want to do. I got to figure out how I'm going to get him there and how to make it look convincing, right? Because that's the other thing is I want it to make it look like it's a robot. It doesn't have to be believable, but I want it to look like it's movable or it can do some of these things. You know, there's so many times we draw robots, and I'm guilty of it too, that there's no way parts would bend like that. You know, it's impossible. It doesn't have flesh that can move around like we do, so that and that have to be so separate and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes, again, it's a robot. It doesn't need to be explained because it's not real. This doesn't exist. But I want it to look like it does. I want it to look believable. You know, that's ooh. I just had an idea. Let me see if I can pull this off. There we go. Let's do that. That's crazy. Okay, I like that. Let's get going. I've got enough there that I can see where I'm going to go, so I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. It can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased not erased anything. I've left enough that I can see where I'm going to go with the gray Copic marker, but it's going to disappear as we get going, or as I color it, really. And I say we just dive in and get going. If you want to see more March of Robots, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general because I do so many things that I may have already done what you're looking for. So I'm going to jump in with an idea I had. Let me see if I can pull this off. I'm going to do, instead of eyes, I'm going to do an X. Right? And I'm doing it with a smaller Sharpie just so I can control the line width much better. But I was thinking about like eyes. Like, what do? We always do circles, and I do it myself. I do it all the time. Or we'll do a ray, you know, something like that. So I was like, ooh, let's make it into like an X. Like I like when these things are unexplainable. That's what it comes down to. So I like, you look at this and you're like, whoa, why is it like that? Who knows, right? We didn't make it. The designers did. Whatever alien world this comes from, whatever planet far, far away in a galaxy far, far away, you know, that kind of thing. A long time ago, you know the story. Whoever designed it there is the one who made it look like this. And so we don't have to explain it. We just say, look, that's how they made them. That's what they needed back then, and that's the extent of their design. So yeah, let's stick with that and see what happens. See if it could be a dumb idea, but I say let's go for it and see what we get. All right. So now I'm going to build off of this. And if you want to know why I drew them like this, what it's supposed to be doing, go back to the Sharpie portion. I'm sorry, the sketch portion. I explained it all there. And I'm not going to do it again because I don't want to bore people that sat through it. I'm going to reward them by saying, let's just get going, right? Yeah, I like that. It's just a strange story that we're telling with these, with the lines we're designing. Let's see, I'm gonna bring it down like this. Sorry, I'm talking it through a little bit too. And I almost want to, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to separate it too into like this weird who knows what. Right? Who knows why it looks like that? Who knows where that design came from? But not me. I have no idea. But again, it's not our place to, well, I was going to say it's not our place to describe it or to explain it, but I guess it kind of is, right? If we're the ones designing this thing. But I like the idea that it's a story that's being told through pictures. Like, who knows what that is? Who knows why it looks like that? Let's give him some internal mechanisms that we don't really understand or need to worry about, and most of the time I just color that in black anyway. But we drew some kind of internal something inside there that moves stuff around, right? And here I'm just breaking up the negative space, just doing something like that. It's not much, but it's all you got to do to just kind of mix up the whole idea of who knows what's in there. Okay, so those are his shoulders. I want to draw his arm first because it's kind of in front of everything else here. So I'm going to draw, bear with me, I'm going to draw a thumb piece here. Something like that. It's going to be wrapped around this, these fingers. That almost looks like the same piece, like you can't tell what's what, right? That's okay. And that's going to be wrapped around the handle, so I know that's kind of strange, but just bear with me. Watch this. I'm going to come over here for the handle like that. You know me, if you've been following along, you know how I like to draw the shape and come in and draw the detail afterwards. What is that? Don't know. It's got something to do with you don't get it. What I mean by that is I like just adding different stuff like that, just to say, well, it's about the manufacturer. They're the ones who had to design it and put that on there. Don't know what it is. But it's part of his handle. So for the handle, that's down like that. So we're going to do this side up like this. And then I can't close it off till I draw his shoulder there. But let's draw the blade. And it's going to kind of come to like that, something like that, okay? Do I want to make a raised indentation there? Kind of. So I'm going to do something like that, just to say that it's a different level. It's not flat and curved like that blade right there. It's got a different level to it. It's not a sharp edge. Why? Because, again, this is alien, this is foreign, this is something we don't get. All right, so let me just draw like a big, huge, gigantic forearm. Again, you know how I like to do this, the outline. Then I'm going to come back and add some stuff in there. But something like this is pretty simple, just to define that it's a gigantic mechanized arm that needs a big housing. Like whatever's in there, it needs to be huge. And again, we're kind of getting away with, well, we don't have to do that much because it's just a big piece like that. But again, that's kind of what I'm going for here. Is like, yeah, I'm getting away with a few things by, I wouldn't say cheating, but by telling a story through parts. Does that make sense? Let's see, that's going to come down here. That, so I'm going to give him a big shoulder piece. You can't see this one over here. But see, I want it underneath some certain parts, so now, again, I kind of get away with parts laying over each other. Same thing with this big forearm, so I'm just going to do something big like that, come down here, and we got to draw these little weird levels of whatever to his fist, which is on his hip, right? And that's all we're drawing is the back of it. So I kind of switched it up a little bit, so we're kind of looking at a different angle like that. There, perfectly dead on. Here, different angle. Oh, you know what? I see a different one more like that, just to make it consistent of where those lines are. All right, so again, I kind of got away with drawing a lot of parts hidden behind themselves or hidden behind each other. So again, that's kind of all I need to do there, but I want to mix it up. I want to say, well, it's not all perfect, you know, it's not all perfectly hidden. You know, you got to see some parts, you got to see some mechanized things. So that's all I got to do for that. See? Let's see. That's the back of his hand on his hip. And I guess we could do something like that just to show some inner workings of I don't know what, you know? Just we're going to connect it somehow. So, well, let's give him, oh, and see, I can connect that too, just to make sure that's going across. Let's give him some kind of pelvis, right? Robo underwear is basically what we're doing. You know, just something like that, because it's got to hold his we'll say his spine and his other robot parts and everything that's inside for the inner workings. Again, that we can't see, but I just try to do little stuff like that just to kind of, you know, make it believable. Oh, you know what? I was going to add some kind of belt. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Some kind of weaponry belt, you know, that he's using to contain extra parts. I'm defining the leg here. There. Okay, so now I want it behind that. And I'm giving him the old chicken legs. A lot of times I see a lot of people do this, and again, I'm guilty of it myself. I'm doing it right now, where we draw just tiny little legs that it's impossible that thing would be balanced on that tiny of a of a leg, you know, that tiny of a piece of metal that holds it together. Impossible, you know, but it's what we do. It's just the design we give it. That one you can't see. All right. Again, same thing in here. I'm going to close it off with some stuff you don't understand. But again, I mostly color it in black anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. So, chicken legs. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make them chicken legs. So, I'm going to come down here. Add a little bit of power. You know, it's got to have something. Give him a cylindrical pivot for his foot, and then we're just going to go flat. Like it needs to be flat to hold this much room, this much weight, you know, so it can balance itself. But a little bit of mechanics in the robot, right? There we go. Now, I'm gonna try to reproduce that over here, but like pretty much straight at you. So that's just gonna be a wide, you can't see that back part because we're looking at the front view. A wide little leg piece. We're gonna put that little wire in there. I'm gonna close that off in here, make it a little cylindrical or slim. There's his ankle, like this, and then it comes down to the flat foot. So now, did you see what I did there? I didn't draw up to that line. I didn't let the past dictate my future. I just drew and then came back to it. So just pay attention to stuff like that. Like you draw how you draw. Don't let what you've done, don't let the past dictate your future. If you want to move it, move it. If you see it needs to go someplace, then add another line. Don't worry about stuff like that. You know, make it your own. Make it creative for you. Make it work for you. You're the artist. You're the drawer. You're in control. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is March of Robots, day 19.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.